notification. All right, I'm live. So just so you know, this guy right here, all right, he is the one who set Tiffany up, or Mary, or whoever it was. He went back in time or whatever, and he put these kids' bodies on, or they did it right now, I guess, yesterday for their voice code, and said that something happened to them when they were little. And it is just ridiculous because they had already put it into the system that Tiffany had beaten her kids back in the day or whatever because of the Fight Club that we're not talking about, and a bunch of stuff with them using Tiffany's UE membership helmet up here, where you pull life force from your kids that are fake kids up here. It's hard to explain, but anyways, the point is that when you're a UE member woman, you go around and you fix things that are not supposed to be there. And Tiffany was put on an illegal chain that had a molester on it and a rapist on it. So when she wrote on Anthony C. as his Facebook, which was Tiffany C. as his Facebook, and she never married that motherfucker, by the way, M&R cases with S and Ape, all right? She was talking about molest cases and R-Ape cases. Do you get this? 600 setups in progress. Don't trust the process, which was Red Devil Boy voice repercussions in real life, because they told Tiffany in real life that somebody had molested her daughter in her dream book up here. And they said Soraya through her fucking face. All right. And Tiffany stole her mom's car and she drove over in real life. And Sal just about punched her in the face and said, "Why the fuck are you listening to the voices, bitch? You better go get fixed," right? And her daughter was fine. Tiffany's the one that was laying there one night when she stayed the night at Soraya's house. And she woke up feeling like somebody was looking at her private parts in a perverted way. And she looks over at her daughter, and her daughter literally sits up in the middle of her sleep and says, "Go over there," right? And then they told Tiffany that they had sold child pornography online that had her daughter and her daughter's sister and Kiki in it, which was probably not them at all. It was the opposite side of them selling illegal porn, wearing these moms' bodies like Tony or Rachel or Tiffany Morrow, who, by the way, has got a guy in it right now. Yeah?
You know what they're doing out there?
Yeah, they're shoveling the sidewalk.
Yeah, I could actually get out and get to the store now.
Nice.
Yeah. If man might be coming out, I just put it through my reports. I don't know if they'll be here or not. Just had to maybe make sure
Amy in Oregon.
Okay.
Okay. And Tara in Oregon. Yeah. So all of these women whose bodies they were using back then for boob jobs that you could change the size of, and Sarah walking around with one boob on, one boob off. This shit really happened in real life in here. And that's not what we're not saying. And his name is not Reynolds. His name is Bruce Shards. All right. In Carolina, in Arizona, you guys don't know her, but she's my secret alliance. And she's not just in here in one way. She's in here in a big way, because so is her boss. And we're not saying his name either, because he's CIA. So, fuck you, Cindy, who was one of my players in here, who wore my shrapnel court case body up to jail up here, who was supposed to say who had molested their daughter in real life, who was put on Tiffany's chain, who was a guy. All right, because that's what you're supposed to do when you go to jail like that. She didn't. She said something different up there. While the other Amy, or the other person who was pretending to be Tiffany, wore Tiffany's shirt, her Raider shirt that was stomping out the Game of Thrones and the Kill or Be Killed game. Okay, went up there for the presidential election and did not say she was Tiffany at all because of what had happened, but they were also sticking up for illegal porn being used and being points or money or whatever, because Lions Roar on Purpose had nothing to do with porn at all. It had to do with hand dances and a bunch of cool stuff, and it was helping people in real life. And the Life Force water situation is Tiffany drinking Kangen ions from Japan every time she takes a vape pen hit, because it kills the see-through people. All right? And there's your child pornography situation called donut hole, right? Yeah. And they called it donut hole because Tony had gotten donuts that morning for her and Tiffany and Soraya and her daughter and Sal and the little boy in real life. All right. So I'm looking at my eyes right here. I can see a whole bunch of crazy shit going on in alternate universes just by looking at my eyes right here. If I look at the camera, She still has the same ISIM codes without the FBI in it because they literally shot out of her eye thinking that they were going to get in trouble for setting her up on the other side. Yeah, and there's a video of them shooting out of her eye in real life. So there's not blue noses in here anymore through Tiffany at all, not on this level. So you might want to jump back in her eye, FBI, seeing how she's the one who can see the noses on every level when we look side to side. End stream.